What is an intellectual property licensing agreement? Have you ever wondered how creators and inventors protect their ideas while allowing others to use them? This is where an intellectual property licensing agreement comes into play. So, what exactly is it? An intellectual property licensing agreement is a legal contract between two parties. One party is the licensor, who owns the intellectual property, and the other is the licensee, who is granted the right to use that property. This agreement allows the licensor to keep ownership while permitting the licensee to utilize it for specific purposes. Intellectual property can cover a range of items, including patents, trademarks, copyrights, and trade secrets. Let's break down the key components of this agreement. First, there is the grant of license. This section outlines the specific rights given to the licensee. It includes a description of the intellectual property, the scope of use, and any restrictions, such as geographical limits or specific fields of use. It will also specify if sublicensing is allowed, meaning if the licensee can grant further licenses to others. Next, we have payment and royalties. The agreement must clearly define payment terms. This includes the royalty rate or a one-time payment amount, the payment schedule, and conditions for adjustments or renewals. It is essential to have these details laid out to avoid confusion later on. Another important aspect is the duration and termination of the agreement. This section specifies how long the license lasts and how it can be renewed. It also outlines the grounds for termination, such as a material breach or failure to meet payment obligations, and what happens when the agreement ends. The obligations of both parties are also crucial. The licensor may need to provide technical support or ensure the validity of the intellectual property rights. Meanwhile, the licensee must adhere to the agreed usage and protect any confidential information. In law school, understanding intellectual property licensing agreements is vital for students specializing in intellectual property law. These agreements play a significant role in various legal practices, such as negotiating contracts between companies and ensuring compliance with intellectual property laws. Students can apply this knowledge by analyzing case studies or drafting sample agreements to grasp the legal implications and potential disputes that may arise. To sum it up, an intellectual property licensing agreement is a detailed legal contract that allows one party to use another party's intellectual property while maintaining ownership. It includes essential elements like the grant of license, payment terms, duration, and the responsibilities of both parties. Understanding these agreements is key for anyone pursuing a career in intellectual property law.